Adolf Hitler. Few figures in history are as instantly recognizable, their legacy so deeply intertwined with darkness and destruction. From the ashes of World War I to the horrors of the Holocaust, Hitler's reign stands as a chilling reminder of the destructive power of ideology. To understand Hitler's rise and the catastrophic consequences of his rule, we must delve into the man behind the myth. By confronting the uncomfortable truths of the past, we can prevent history from repeating itself. Adolf Hitler's early life provides crucial insights into the development of his personality and worldview. Born in 1889 in Braunau am Inn, Austria, Hitler experienced a tumultuous childhood marked by familial instability and personal setbacks. His father, Alois, was a strict and authoritarian figure while his mother Clara showered him with affection. Hitler's academic performance was unremarkable, his dreams of becoming an artist dashed by his rejection from the Vienna Academy of Fine Arts. This period of his life, marked by poverty and disillusionment, proved formative. He developed a deep resentment towards the established order, blaming his failures on societal ills and perceived injustices. Vienna, a melting pot of cultures and ideologies, exposed Hitler to a heady mix of nationalist, pan-Germanic and anti-Semitic rhetoric. These ideas, nurtured in the seedy underbelly of Viennese society, would later form the foundation of his Nazi ideology and fuel his ruthless pursuit of power. The outbreak of World War I in 1914 provided Hitler with a sense of purpose. He enlisted in the Bavarian army, serving as a dispatch runner. The war became a transformative experience for Hitler. He earned the Iron Cross for bravery. The war's end left him feeling betrayed and humiliated. He joined the German Workers' Party, sharing its nationalist sentiments. Hitler quickly rose through the ranks, captivating audiences with his oratory skills. The early 1920s saw the German Workers' Party become the Nazi Party under Hitler's leadership. He instilled a toxic blend of nationalism, anti-Semitism, and anti-communism. Germany's economic woes, hyperinflation, and the Great Depression created fear and uncertainty. Hitler capitalized on desperation, presenting the Nazi Party as the only alternative. He exploited anxieties, blaming Jews, communists, and liberals for Germany's misfortunes. The SA, or brown shirts, terrorized opponents and silenced dissent. Through propaganda and intimidation, the Nazi Party gained support in the 1920s. Section 5. Hitler's Ascent to Power, from Chancellor to Dictator. The year 1933 marked a turning point in German history, as Adolf Hitler, the charismatic leader of the Nazi Party, ascended to the chancellorship. While the Nazis had become the largest party in the Reichstag following the July 1932 elections, they still lacked a clear majority. It was a series of miscalculations and political maneuvering by conservative politicians who believed they could control Hitler that ultimately paved the way for his appointment as Chancellor on January 30, 1933. Once in power, Hitler moved swiftly and decisively to consolidate his grip on the state apparatus. The Reichstag fire on February 27, 1933, likely orchestrated by the Nazis themselves, provided a pretext for suspending civil liberties and unleashing a wave of repression against political opponents. The Enabling Act, passed the following month, effectively granted Hitler dictatorial powers, enabling him to enact laws without parliamentary approval. Section 6. The Third Reich, a nation transformed under Nazi rule. With absolute power secured, Hitler and the Nazi Party embarked on a radical program of social and cultural engineering, aiming to create a racially pure and economically self-sufficient German state. The regime implemented a wide range of policies designed to mold German society in accordance with Nazi ideology. This included the systematic persecution of Jews and other minorities, the suppression of dissent and independent thought, and the glorification of militarism and aggressive nationalism. The persecution of Jews, a central tenet of Nazi ideology, escalated dramatically under Hitler's rule. Anti-Semitic laws stripped Jews of their citizenship, livelihoods, and fundamental rights, culminating in the horrors of the Holocaust. The Nazi regime exerted strict control over all aspects of German life, from education and culture to the economy and the media. Schools became instruments of indoctrination, teaching children racial purity, obedience to authority, and the glories of military conquest. The economy was also restructured to serve the goals of rearmament and national self-sufficiency, with forced labor becoming a key feature of the Nazi economic system. Section 7. The Shadow of War. Hitler's expansionist ambitions. Hitler's foreign policy was driven by a desire to revise the Treaty of Versailles, which he viewed as a humiliating imposition on German sovereignty, and to achieve his long-held ambition of expanding German territory eastward. He skillfully exploited the weaknesses and appeasement policies of other European powers, gradually chipping away at the post-World War I order and creating a series of crises that ultimately led to the outbreak of World War II. In 1936, Hitler defied the Treaty of Versailles by remilitarizing the Rhineland, a demilitarized zone bordering France. The following year, he annexed Austria in the Anschluss, a bloodless takeover that met with little resistance from the international community. Emboldened by these successes, Hitler set his sights on Czechoslovakia, specifically the Sudetenland, a region with a significant German population. The Sudetenland crisis brought Europe to the brink of war. The Munich Agreement, hailed by Chamberlain as peace in our time, ceded the Sudetenland to Germany without a shot being fired. The Holocaust, a stain on humanity. The Holocaust stands as the most horrific manifestation of Nazi ideology, a systematic and state-sponsored campaign of genocide that resulted in the murder of approximately 6 million Jews across German-occupied Europe. This unprecedented act of barbarity was rooted in centuries of anti-Semitism, fueled by Hitler's own pathological hatred of Jews and the Nazi regime's twisted racial theories. The Holocaust unfolded in stages, evolving from discriminatory legislation and social exclusion to mass deportations, forced labor, and ultimately, mass murder. Following the invasion of Poland in 1939, the Nazis established ghettos in major cities, confining Jews to overcrowded and unsanitary conditions. These ghettos served as holding pens for the subsequent deportation of Jews to concentration camps, where they were subjected to starvation, disease, torture, and extermination. The Holocaust serves as a chilling reminder of the dangers of unchecked hatred, the fragility of civilization, and the importance of combating intolerance and discrimination in all its forms. Hitler's downfall, the collapse of the Third Reich. Hitler's gamble for European domination ultimately proved to be his undoing. The invasion of Poland on September 1, 1939, triggered World War II, a global conflict that would claim the lives of tens of millions and leave Europe in ruins. Despite early victories, Hitler's strategic blunders, overconfidence, and unwavering belief in his own infallibility ultimately led to Germany's defeat. The turning point in the war came with Germany's invasion of the Soviet Union in June 1941. The vastness of the Eastern Front, the fierce resistance of the Soviet people, and the harsh Russian winter all conspired against the German war machine. The Allied invasion of Normandy on June 6, 1944, marked the beginning of the end for the Third Reich. On April 30, 1945, with Soviet forces closing in on his bunker, Hitler committed suicide, bringing an end to his reign of terror and plunging Germany into chaos and defeat. Hitler's legacy, a world grappling with his actions. The legacy of Adolf Hitler is complex and multifaceted, a chilling reminder of the destructive power of ideology, the fragility of peace, and the enduring consequences of unchecked hatred. His actions continue to shape our world today, prompting ongoing debate and reflection on the nature of evil, the roots of genocide, and the importance of safeguarding democratic values. The Holocaust in particular casts a long shadow over the 20th century and beyond. It serves as a stark warning against the dangers of intolerance, discrimination, and the dehumanization of others. The memory of the Holocaust has inspired countless individuals and organizations to dedicate themselves to combating anti-Semitism, promoting human rights, and preventing future acts of genocide. By studying Hitler's life and the factors that enabled his rise, we can gain a deeper understanding of the complex interplay of historical forces, individual choices, and societal conditions that can give rise to tyranny. Challenging perceptions. The enduring debate surrounding Hitler. Despite extensive scholarship, debates continue about Hitler's motivations and psychological makeup. Some historians emphasize the political and economic turmoil of post-World War I Germany. Others focus on Hitler's charisma and political acumen. The fascination with Hitler speaks to our struggle to comprehend human depravity. Engaging with the past helps us create a more just world. Confronting the past honors victims and prevents future atrocities.